Welcome back to the Net Trades YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to go over how to overcome or how to get through that phase where, shit just starts getting tough. You might be going through months and months of just pure losing over and over again. You're starting to get demotivated and you need that extra push to keep on going because you feel like just nothing is working. Like you keep trying new things, keep putting in the time, the effort. You're listening to what other people are telling you and you still can't figure it out. And you just feel like it's impossible. You keep running into the wall and you don't feel like you're making progress and it just sucks. It's a terrible feeling and I've been through that phase for a long time and I know exactly how it feels. So I wanted to make a video to give you guys some tips and some stuff that you can work on to help you overcome this phase. So the first thing that's very key when you're going through a hard phase is you want to step back, because obviously if you're frustrated and you're in this stage, it's because you're likely losing money, and it's likely a lot of money or a good amount of money where it's making you feel like, holy fuck, like this is negatively affecting me. Maybe this is not going to work out for me, right? So the first thing you have to do is completely step back and protect yourself from yourself, because your worst enemy isn't the markets or whatever you may think it is. It's you. You are the only thing that can cause more damage on yourself. You are the only one that can press that buy button to get into a trade, which can potentially result in you losing money, especially when we start getting emotional. And when we're frustrated, we're definitely emotional and we don't always think rationally. So your worst enemy is going to be yourself. So you have to protect yourself from yourself. And in order to do this, you have to step back and start limiting your trading and your size. So your trading frequency, if you've been taking 5+ trades every day, try to limit that down back to like 2 trades, maybe only 1 trade a day, and really scale back on your size. Because if you keep trading at the same size you're trading at and you're having bad performance, you're just gonna dig yourself deeper into a hole, and when you eventually start making progress to climb out of it, it's gonna be that much harder because you dug really deep in, and it's gonna take a lot to climb out of that. So if you notice you start getting frustrated and you start getting to this stage where you've lost a lot of money, the first thing you have to do is step back, limit your trading and your size. Also very important is find something outside of trading to experience progress, because a lot of the reasons we start getting frustrated is because at times it can feel like you're not making progress. And that can be very frustrating for somebody. So you can start doing things outside of trading to give you that sense of progression, because when you're trading and you're especially in those early phases of learning, you could go a long time without really making money on your accounts. And a lot of people will equate that making money to progress. They'll equate, having success in trading as growing your account, making money, having profitable weeks. And at the start, you might not necessarily be able to achieve that. So even if you're actually learning and improving, you won't necessarily feel like you are, and you won't see it. So it's good to get that sense of progress from a source outside of trading at the start. For a lot of people, that could be something like the gym, having a healthy diet. That could be another thing. Just anything outside of trading, basically, that you can experience progress. Stuff that I did was I actually tried picking up learning how to play the guitar. As I learned more and more chords and more songs, I got a sense of progress there when maybe my trading wasn't progressing at the pace I wanted it to, or it just felt stagnant. Also, I used the gym as a sense of progress, and even something as simple as reading a book, right? Like if you download audible.com and you finish a book, that can give you a sense of progress, and that can be very beneficial. Also, if you guys are looking for something, like I said, definitely check out Audible. There's tons of good books to check out. One specifically for trading that I just recently finished was The Daily Trading Coach. Such an amazing book. It was written by Dr. Brett N. Steenbarger. He's a psychologist that works with people at SMB Capital, which I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of them. They have a YouTube channel where they have a lot of good content, trading content. And he trains and he works with multi 7-figure and 8-figure traders all the time, and he helps them overcome stuff like this. So I really recommend that book. It has lots of good gems in there. And it's just an overall great book. And like I said, once you get through that book and you finish that book, it will give you that sense of progress. Even if you just read like 1 chapter, even doing that gives you a sense of progress, because every day you get a new chapter done, you can check that off, and you'll get that feeling of progress. Also, in another book I read, it's called Atomic Habits. It mentioned something similar to this, where if you can get like a calendar or something and mark off the days that'll give you a sense of progress. So find something outside of trading to experience progress, because you might not always get that sense fulfilled when you're trading, especially in the very beginning. I also wanted to include this quote here, the definition of insanity, which says doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. And obviously if you've hit a period of stagnation in trading, or you don't feel like you're making progress and you feel like quitting, the first step is obviously taking a step back and realizing that the things that have gotten you to where you're at right now is all the things you've done in the past. So obviously, if that's not working out for you, something needs to change, and you need to have that realization in order to eventually change that. Because if you are in denial that, if you keep doing the same thing, it's going to eventually work out, that's probably not going to be the case. So the first step in overcoming this is realizing that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So there needs to be some kind of change. And while you're finding that solution to that change, you have to limit your trading size, step back, and protect yourself from yourself ultimately. So yeah, that's the first step in overcoming this. Now moving on from there, the next thing you want to start doing is actually finding actionable solutions that can start fixing those problems and start directing you towards that change that you need to start making progress and start finding some kind of success in your trading. The first thing I would recommend, if you're not doing this already, is start a daily report card. And if you guys want examples of what a daily report card could look like, head over to my Twitter. I do have a lot of examples on my Twitter, so if you need some, check out my Twitter. It's zero nets at zero nets, and there's tons of examples there if you're looking for what a daily report card might look like. But basically, all a daily report card is at the end of your trading day, or at the start of the week, actually, you want to make a goal for yourself for that 1 week. And it has to be very focused, and it has to be only one thing that you're looking to improve on. So maybe that's over trading, or maybe that's sizing, or maybe that's taking only your A plus setups, or maybe that's whatever it may be. Pick one specific thing you want to work on and make it your whole entire focus for that week. And at the end of each trading day, because it's a daily report card, you're going to give yourself a grade, but your grade is not going to be based on how much money you made. Your grade is going to be based on how well you did on that one specific thing that you focused on since the start of the week. So again, if your focus was fixing your over trading, and on Monday maybe you had a red day but you only took 2 trades, and that's better than what you've done in the past, you can give yourself an A plus or a B for that day, even though you ended up having a red day, because what you were focusing on, you actually made improvements on that, and that's how you're going to finally make progress. Because the reason a lot of people don't make progress is because they have so many goals, they have so many things they want to achieve, but they don't accomplish nothing because they're too spread out. They're not focused enough. And you need to be focused and work on one thing at a time in order to start actually making progress. The second thing I would recommend is take breaks and set hard rules. And a lot of these hard rules are going to be, again, to protect yourself from yourself. These can be like hard daily stop losses. So a set amount that if you cross that, you're done for the day. You turn off your computer, you don't watch the markets anymore. It doesn't matter if it's only been 10 minutes into the market. You step away, you're done. And it would even be recommended that if you hit your daily max loss, you don't trade the next day, because it's likely that you're going to be a bit frustrated and emotional after that big loss. So take a break. And again, I've mentioned this a lot before, but as traders, we're very ambitious people, and we kind of find it hard to not always, always be taking trades, because we feel like always taking trades is because we always feel like we always need to be in a trade. Otherwise, we're not being productive. We're not making progress. We're not gonna get better. How am I gonna take a break if I need to recover the money I've lost? But that's not the right mindset you want to have. And like I mentioned, your worst enemy is yourself. And if you're not letting yourself take breaks when you're having a hard time, it's likely that you're going to inflict even more damage on yourself, and it's going to be that much harder to get out of that situation. So take breaks and set very hard rules to protect yourself from yourself. And it might be different things for different people, because, it's different things that cause you to lose money. For me, a big one was letting green days turn red. That really triggered me very emotionally for whatever reason. And I usually experience my biggest red days after that situation happens, because if I let a green day turn red, I obviously want to make that money back. And then that tends to lead to me oversizing. And it's just a pattern that I've noticed happening a lot. So now I've set a hard hard rule that if I let a green day turn red, I'll just walk away because I know that that tends to trigger even bigger losses for myself. So whatever that may be for you, find that and set hard rules to um, protect yourself from doing those things that result in you having those big red days. Very, very important is implement consequences and punishments when your rules are broken. You want to actually have some kind of thing that will trigger when you break your rules, because if you just set rules and you break them and there's no consequence, your brain is going to be like, oh, whatever, like these rules aren't that important, you're just going to keep repeating the same cycle, but you don't follow it. You end up breaking, you get emotional, you end up breaking them even harder, and you blow your account up because there was no consequence when you broke the rules the first time. So you thought you got that feeling of, oh, it's okay to break them again. I already broke them in the past. So make sure you implement some kind of consequences, punishments. The consequence can even be as simple as you can't trade for the next 3 days if you break a rule. But that's very important. You know, you really need to make it so that the rules actually have some kind of consequence to them. Number 4 is make it easy to follow your rules. And this is another thing I got from the book Atomic Habits. And the author basically explained that in order to start building good habits that you want, you need to make it easy. So, for example, if you're trying to drink more water, you need to make it easier for yourself to find those clues throughout your day to drink water. So something you can do to start doing that is you can start placing waters around your house. So if you're at your desk a lot, place a couple waters at your desk, make it easy and accessible for yourself, and just always have those reminders. So it could be something like putting a sticky note on your monitor to remind yourself of your rules. Also, if you constantly find yourself exiting trades too early because you're watching your P&L too much, take off your P&L. There's ways to remove it so you can like see it while you're live on the trade. Do that on your broker. That way, you're making it easier for yourself to follow your rules. So just find little things like that to make it easier to follow your rules and make it harder to break your rules. And then finally, for actionable solutions, is you have to be 100% honest with yourself. Again, going back to the first slide, if you're in a situation where you're losing a lot of money, it's because you've made mistakes, and you can't blame the market, you can't blame whatever else. You have to be 100% honest with yourself and realize that you're making mistakes and there has to be some kind of change. But if you're not honest with yourself, you're not gonna ever accept that you need change, and you're never gonna actually find that change and start implementing it. So be 100% honest with yourself. It's very, very key to actually making progress. And kind of going off of that, you have to accept reality. The reality of trading is most people are going to fail and most people are going to quit. And all of us, you watching this, you're not special. A lot of times when we hear these statistics, 90% of traders fail. For whatever reason, we have that confidence that we're part of that 10%, but we can very easily be part of that 90%. So accept this reality. Accept the reality that you might not make any kind of profitable money in your first 1, 2, even 3 first years of trading. Number 3, and this one's very, very important, you do not have control over the market. Very key. And a lot of people, or well, everybody, I would say, likes to be in control, right? Nobody wants to be out of control. But the reality is, we're in a market where we don't have the control, right? You can't enter a trade and dictate the outcome of that trade. And ultimately, our opinions are irrelevant. The only thing that you can control is your risk. That is the only thing as traders that we can control. We cannot control the direction of the market. We can have opinions based on history, based on the chart, based on price action, based on the volume, based on the flow. But ultimately, we can still be wrong. And so the only thing we truly have control over is the risk we put on when we enter trade. So that takes us to the next thing, which is risk management. Risk management is number 1. Risk management is your savior. Risk management is the only way you will survive. Risk management is your number 1 tool against the market. And ultimately, without risk management, there's no way, absolutely no way, you can succeed as a trader. So risk management always has to be your number 1 priority, and it's the forefront of everything. Your strategy is irrelevant if you have no risk management. Your opinion is irrelevant. You cannot control the market. The only thing you can control is your risk management and the risk you take on every trade. So keep that close to you, because ultimately risk management is the only thing that's going to save you and allow you to be and find that profitability. And number 6 is accountability. Accountability as a trader is very important. And at the end of the day, we're accountable for ourselves. We're our own boss. We don't have somebody above us telling us, hey, you're risking too much on this trade. Like we control everything. But the best thing we can do to keep ourselves accountable is find somebody else to keep you accountable. Find like a trading partner or a trading group or some kind of way to keep yourself accountable. And this is very key because let's say at the end of the day, you don't feel like writing your report card. But if you make it a routine to share your daily report card with somebody else, that other trader is going to be expecting your daily report card, and you're going to be expecting that other trader's report card. And you guys are both going to feel that obligation to actually write out that report card and actually put some thought into it because somebody else is also going to be reading that report card. So do things like that will allow you to keep yourself accountable and have somebody else keep you accountable, because we may consider ourselves to be disciplined people, but obviously if you're watching this video, something has failed and it's not working out for you. So you have to be real with yourself, and the best way to truly be real with yourself is by finding somebody to keep you accountable. And if you guys are looking for somebody to keep you accountable, feel free to DM me on Discord. I'm always open to helping other traders. And also, I would definitely recommend you checking the link in the description down below, which will take you to the Nets Trades website, where you can find more information about the Nets Trades Discord and community, where you can definitely find tons and tons of traders that are in all stages of trading. We have traders that are not yet profitable, traders that are making their way towards profitability, traders who have reached their first months of profitability, traders who have been profitable for years, and just we have people from all stages. So I'm sure if you join the community, you will find somebody to relate to, somebody that you can build that relationship with to start keeping you both accountable. And it's just an overall great community, great place, great environment to be in as a trader, and I really recommend it. So if you guys are looking for a place to join, check that link in the description down below. But yeah, those were the 5 things that I would say can be beneficial for somebody that feels like, or they just hit that spot where everything they try doesn't seem to work out. And these would be the steps I would take to start to hopefully get you out of that stage. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. And if you guys find yourself in this stage, my best advice to you is just keep pushing forward. You might not see the light at the end of the tunnel yet, but trust me, once you do see that light and once you reach that other side, it's 1,000% worth it. So keep pushing, keep going. Ultimately, you might view your trading as a failure right now, but it's not a failure unless you give up. If you give up, then you cement it as a failure. But if you never give up, it won't be a failure. And this journey is tough as hell, but it's also extremely rewarding. And those times where I felt like I wanted to rip the hair out of my head, I wanted to just smash my computer, my monitor. There's so many times I came close to it, just throwing my keyboard across the room. I've definitely felt like that. But yeah, ultimately you just have to keep going, and hopefully this video is able to help you guys. If you guys want to further elaborate on any of the things I touched on today, again, like I mentioned earlier, feel free to DM me on Discord. I'm always open to have conversation with you guys, and help other traders, because at the end of the day, we're here for each other, and that's what I love about the trading community. But yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. Instead, if you guys were able to learn something from this video, or you enjoyed it, leave a like on the video so we can reach other traders and help them out as well. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's been me, Zero, and I'm out. Peace.